talk about two pelvic halves, but really each of them is a full bone by itself. They just reflect and complement each other. So we're gonna play around with pouring the weight from one side to the other. So just as a reminder, you have the pubic disc in the middle and you have the sacrum in the back. And so this here, the ilium, the pubic ramus, the pubic bone, where the acetabulum is, that's all one side, and then you have that on this other side as well. So I'm going to invite you to start by just enveloping your pelvis with your hands in a way that feels really nurturing and supportive. We're going to drop in really slowly to start, and then I'm going to put on some really fun merengue Latin music and we'll play a little bit. But at this moment, I'm going to invite you to do as much as you need to, but as little as you can. So find the contact between your hands and the pelvis. Find your weight centered in the pelvis. And then begin to pour all of your weight very slowly into the right leg and right pelvic half, the right side. And let the left pelvis and glute just really relax. And just notice what it feels like here to have all of your weight over on the right. Is there a tendency to lean forward or back? Does it feel like the weight is distributed evenly across the entire pelvis? And then before we begin to move over to the other side, as we're pouring the weight from side to side, I'm going to invite you to create a focus on moving that weight through the front, so through the pubic disc, staying within the pelvis. Because if we moved it along the back, along the sacrum, we're traversing across the spine. So I'm just going to invite you for right now to begin to pour the weight ever so slowly towards the center in the front. With your focus, with your attention, follow the pathway through the pubic disc and bring all of the weight slowly into your left leg. When I was doing this earlier, I felt like it was harder for me to feel stable on the left leg until I really brought presence and groundedness. So just here again, do as much as you need to and as little as you can, and allow your attention to simply awaken the left side of the pelvis. And if your upper body is tense, you can shift where your hands are touching, or if you really need to, you can just relax your arms if your shoulders are feeling really tense here. But let your upper body also soften. And then ever so slowly again, begin to bring the attention from the side and the center of the left pelvis into the pubic disc on the left. So starting the journey into the pubic disc on the left. And then when you're passing through the center, find the weight centered in the front of the pelvis, passing through the pubic disc. Find the weight traversing into the right pubic disc. And then slowly pour all of the weight into the right part of the pelvis. Allow the center of the pelvis to soften. Relax the back of the pelvis. And then one more time, we're going to ever so slowly begin to just move the weight towards the center, towards the front, until you can feel it or imagine that you're feeling it in your pubic bone in the front, right. Ever so slowly pour the weight until you can feel the weight evenly distributed in the front and the pubic disc. Pause for a moment there. And then begin to pour the weight over into the left pubic bone. And then all the way into the left pelvic side. Allowing the right side to really relax. Allowing the knee to get very soft. Now we're going to bring some fun into this, so I'm going to put on a merengue song just for about 1.5 minutes, and I want you to play with this. Still keep the awareness in moving the weight from one pubic, through the pubic disc from one side to the other. Maybe even imagine like a ping pong ball is going through the pubic disc in the front from one side to the other. And I'll post the name of this song in case the music is not coming through very well. And you can do turns and twists. You can walk with it. But remember to keep the focus right here in the center at the pubic disc. And you can keep your hands on the hips if that's helpful, or you can bring your hands to right there so that you're noticing as it's moving through that area. That. So again, bring your hands, if they aren't already, onto the pelvis. Notice your attention. Just notice what you feel in your pubic area, in your pelvic basin. be with whatever is there. We're going to continue going between very softness and play. It's part of what the pelvis is about.